What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more video game music. So far, this has remained as I suspected it might, a sort of occasional playlist. But yeah, I did just start. My Xbox One recently stopped working. I don't play it all that often, but I do play Halo, like the Master Chief Collection, with a friend of mine, since we played some of the Halo games way back when they were first online. And so, it's just the way we stay in touch and, just play sort of fun games a couple times a week. But my Xbox One recently stopped working, so I wasn't able to do that in the last week, and for whatever reason, I dragged out my old Dreamcast, and I started playing this game called Skies of Arcadia, which, I've beaten it several times over the years, but I think it's a really cool game, perhaps underappreciated. It's a role-playing game. It's one of the very first, I'm not going to say like open world games, there were probably open world like RPGs before that, but it's really about exploring, and you can go all over this world, which is, it's like sort of set in this like sky world where everything is like floating and you fly like airships from one place to another, but it's sort of like analogs with real world places here on Earth, meaning like there's a civilization that's kind of like Eastern Asia, and then there's another civilization that's kind of like Near Eastern or like the Near East, and there's another civilization that's sort of like a Amazonian, like indigenous sort of civilization. So it's like you go all around this world, meet all different kinds of people, they help you, and ultimately you try to stop this sort of evil, like like apocalyptic industrial society that's trying to like take over the whole world. Although even that, you find out there are people there that are suffering, and it's really just kind of like this elite family and the way they're running the country that makes them so imperial and so on. But it's a really cool game. It's got like a lot of really great narrative elements and good characters. So it's a game I enjoyed, and when I was like, crap, I can't play Xbox One now, like I said, I just pulled it out and started playing it again, and that made me remember that the music in the game is fantastic. Like all the different places and the sort of different like regional musics, but then even like the battle music and the dungeon musics and so on, they're all very good. So one of the tunes that always caught my ear, one of the places you go is sort of this like ice world, and that people live in these structures that are like underground. Again, everything's floating, but it's like underground, and then there's like these ice caves and ice like catacombs and so on. And in the game, the track that we're going to listen to is called Ice Town, but it's essentially the music that plays when you're walking around the sort of like village part of this society where you can talk to different people who live there and so on. And it just has this really kind of like ethereal, mystical quality, and it fits this idea of this like fantastic and sort of hidden underground ice cave like society that you can't really see from the surface and so on. So I think musically it fits very much with what it's trying to do, or what the sort of atmosphere that it's trying to express. And once again, I just think it's a cool game that is perhaps lesser appreciated. I should mention that the score to this game is done by Minobe Yutaka-san and Maeda Tatsuyuki-san. So yeah, it's or in Western style naming, it's Yutaka Minobe and Tatsuyuki Maeda. But yeah, so let's hear it. This is Town of Ice from the game Skies of Arcadia, which was released on Dreamcast in 2000. Music box kind of sound to that layer. It's like warm and inviting, but it's a bit mysterious, a bit foreign, or like it's elegant and grand, but you've never been here before. It has that sort of feeling, exotic, I guess. Fades when it loops, because again, most of these game tracks, they loop because the player might stay in an area for a certain amount of time, or a battle might take longer than just a minute or two. But like I said, it's really cool. There's more of like a sort of East Asian flavor. It's not the sort of like Far East, society like analog. In the game, that's like a different society, but yeah, like I said, it's sort of these underground ice caves and this society that lives in this very frigid sort of Arctic kind of environment. So I think it very much captures what it's trying to sort of suggest, though again there was more of like a sort of East Asian sound than I remembered. But yeah, very cool. The game itself is fantastic, so obviously when I hear these tracks, it's colored by the fact that I know sort of the places where these tracks play and so on. But again, even if you haven't heard or even if you haven't played the game, I would suggest checking out the soundtrack or score more properly, because it really is great. Like whether it's again the battle musics or the different town musics or sort of the character themes, they're all really good. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. Again, there will be more video game reactions. As I said from the very beginning, and has proved to be true, it might only be like 1 or 2 a month, but yeah, I will continue to water this playlist from time to time, so do let me know if there's a video game track that you wouldn't mind hearing a reaction to. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.